Здравствуйте, дорогие участники сегодняшнего открытого онлайн-урока. В сборе все ученики. Я надеюсь, к нам присоединились гости, зрители, которые смогут задавать вопросы свои в чате в течение всего урока. Какие-то ответы вы получите сразу в чате, на какие-то вопросы я смогу ответить в конце по окончанию урока. Итак, мы начинаем. Welcome. I will start demonstrating my screen. And, my dear students, look at our today's goal. What are we going to do? What are we going to learn today? Larissa, please switch on your microphone. Olga, Larissa.
Good afternoon, Zhenya Mikhailovna. Good morning, sorry. I'm glad to be here. We are going to discuss a survey and results of the survey. And the grammar term is the reported speech, actually reported questions, as far as you can see. And
we're going to learn or to review some words connected with work activities. Let's get started. Look at the first exercise and read the task, please. Will you, Svetlana?
How do people waste time at work? Which activities do you think waste the most time?
Let's enumerate. How do people waste time at work? What do you think?
Oh, I think drink coffee.
Some people drink coffee from the very beginning. Yes, exactly.
With cookies. With cookies.
Yeah, with cookies. Great. With sweets.
I think people waste time at work
when they
chatting, yes.
Chatting, while chatting with their colleagues, yes?
Colleagues, yes.
With their colleagues. What else? Anya Levchenko. Anna, are you here? Larissa, any other ideas?
Sometimes people start texting SMS to their friends or colleagues, calling, talking. Some of them have this horrible habit of going smoking.
Smoking.
I see a lot of people near the entrance of the office buildings. They go out for a minute or two just to have.
What about surf the internet? Do people surf the internet from the very beginning of their working day?
Yes, especially VK, when they send such a great amount of messages and people feel like they have to watch it, read it, and know everything. So it's a habit which wastes a lot of time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good. Svetlana, do you look through YouTube videos at work?
At work? No.
No, never?
Never.
You never waste the time.
No,
okay.
Just if it was necessary, maybe.
Only in case.
Yes.
I see. Which activities do you think waste the most time out of all enumerated before? Well, any ideas?
Can I tell you?
What?
Can I answer?
Yes, you can.
I think it's internet.
So internet takes most of your time,
yes.
of people's time. Okay, thank you very much. Let's move on. The next exercise, and Oля Lipova, will you read the task?
Look at the survey and check your answer. Does any information surprise you?
So I am opening this survey and we see, what do we see here? Svetlana, will you read?
We asked 200 employees,
2,000,
sorry, employees, how they spend their time at work. Here are the top work time wasters.
You can use phrases like most people, some people, not many people, not percentage, but different pronouns. So most people.
Most people talking on the telephone.
Spend their time. You can use the phrase from the task, spend their time.
Most people spend their time talking on the telephone.
On the telephone. And not many people, continue this sentence, not many people.
Not many people spend their time chatting to colleagues.
I think 40% is quite many. It is quite a lot.
Quite a lot, yes.
But if we say not many people, for example, yes, Oля, not many people.
Not many people spend their time emails.
Writing or reading.
Writing emails.
Or reading emails. That's great. And does any information surprise you here? What was a surprise for you in this survey?
I see.
Yes, Oля?
Yes, it was surprising for me that 52% it's just the majority of the people asked waste time talking on the phone, because I thought it was chatting,
chatting with colleagues.
Just face to face.
I see. Do you understand all the phrases? Are all the phrases understandable? Familiar to you? Okay, we move to the next point. And now, well, Larissa, will you read the task?
Yes. Look at the photos. Which of the activities listed below can you see?
Let's look at the phrases first and make sure that you understand all of them. Try to give the definition of each phrase, okay?
The definition in English.
Yes, of course, in English. We try not to use Russian here, yes? Well, Svetlana, what do you think about the first phrase?
Arrange interviews, meetings.
That means?
To make, that means to make meetings.
To organize.
To organize. Yes,
to organize. Different meetings with different people at work. Yes? Oля Lipova, the next.
Do research.
What does it mean to do research?
Maybe.
Who can help? Maybe Oля Kashirtseva? What is to do?
I think it is to do something to get information about something.
So to surf the internet, to ask questions, to interview people, and
read books.
Yes. And then to sum up. To sum up everything. Larissa, the next phrase.
Employee people. It means to find somebody and to give a contract and to let this person work in this company. Just to give work.
Yes, that's right. The next, Svetlana.
Give presentations.
Yes.
Get presentations, show any information, I think.
Different kind of information you have on the matter, on the problem, to your partners, to your colleagues. Do you think it's only about showing presentation on the screen, or can it be just talking to people, giving information?
And talking, yes, and show and talking, I think.
So it can be in many ways.
Many ways, yes.
Giving presentations in many ways. The next, Оля Каширцева.
To interview people means to ask questions. To ask different people some special questions, I mean some ready-made questions to get the information.
Great. The next one, Larissa.
To manage projects, people, a shop. It means to cope with, to be able to do something in the proper way.
To rule. Yes.
To fulfill some tasks in some business, like shops and projects.
There is one more synonym here, to run.
To run
business, to run a shop, to
run means to be in the head of the something.
Exactly. That is the same as to manage. Great. The next, Svetlana.
Offer someone a job. Take a job, someone.
Give, I think.
Give someone a job.
Give someone a job. Offer means to invite to work with
invite,
you.
Yes.
Great. The next, Oля Lipova.
Serve customers.
Serve customers.
Serve customers. It's manager in shop.
In a shop.
In a shop. And restaurant.
Yes. Can do what? Can? What does it mean to serve? Who can help? Oля Kashirtseva, perhaps?
I think to serve customers may mean like something like fulfilling orders, helping choose something, helping to buy something, or some other activities.
Yes, exactly. Svetlana?
Set up meetings. Maybe to talk about time, maybe talk about place where it will be
organized.
Organize, yes.
Yes, that's right.
Meetings.
Good. Larissa?
To write reports mean to collect the information in a written way and organize it in a certain procedure and send it to the chief manager.
Great. And a very good point, work in a team. Oля Lipova, what do you think about it? Work in a team.
It's command.
So when we have not one person, but
many person.
Many people in one team.
One team.
In one team. That's great. So now let's, I hope you will remember all the phrases. I will open them again if you need. Let's look at the photos. What do you see in picture one? What do you see in picture one, Svetlana? What activities do you see here? Can you guess?
In picture one, I can see a woman who maybe does research, who is doing research, maybe who is working in a team.
She is working in a team.
She is interviewing people. Maybe she is giving presentation.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Oля Lipova, what do you think about picture two? What do you see in picture two?
Picture two, we can see women. Maybe they do research.
They are doing it now, so they are doing some research.
some research, manage projects, and work in a team.
They are doing it now, so they are working in a team.
Now
Yes.
working in a team.
What else can go here?
Arrange interviews. Maybe.
They are arranging
Arranging
interviews. Okay, let it be so.
And that's all.
Maybe.
That's all. Okay, perhaps this woman with blonde hair is giving some presentation. Can it be so?
Yes.
So if we look at the phrases, perhaps she is giving some presentation, we can say so. And the third photo, Larissa, what do we see in the third photo?
There are three people, two men, and as far as I can see, there is a woman, a lady. They are all wearing business suits, as far as I can see. And it looks to me as if they have just managed some decision or maybe a business deal.
If we look at the phrases, what can it be?
I think one of the most suitable words, they have managed a project, I would say.
Well, it can be. And if it were an interview, for example, if the lady was interviewing people, then
she must have offered some to one of them or maybe to both of them a job. Maybe they have passed the interview successfully.
Yes, thank you very much. Great. Now let's look at the next point. We will have multiple choice here. And Oля Lipova, will you start reading? Imagine you are a market researcher and you are giving information about your job activities. So start. In my job.
In my job, I do research for my company.
For my company.
Дальше, да?
Yes.
I use different methods to get information. I often
let's choose.
I often interviews people on the phone.
Interview people on the phone, great.
I also use the internet to collect the data.
To collect data.
To collect data. Then
to gather information, to collect data. Then continue.
Then I have to.
So choose.
To serve customers.
To serve customers after you collect data.
No, to write a report.
Yes, to write a report.
The documents contain all the details of my research. Sometimes I do give presentation to tell people about my results.
My results, great. We check your exercise and great. Thank you. Everything is right. We move on to the next profession, HR officer. Let it be Svetlana. Will you be HR, human resources officer? Yes. Do you know this profession?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Oh, yes. Great. So, activities.
A big part of my job is finding suitable stuff for my company. I arrange interviews for jobs.
Great.
If they are good, I offer. I offer them the job.
Great.
If they accept the job, the company then employs them.
Employs them.
Employs them.
Employs. Let's make sure we understand this word. Employ is a verb. That means we take a person to our office, for example. Yes, we give him a job. Employer is a person who can offer a job. And employee is a person who works for some company. So let's repeat after me. To employ.
To employ.
Employer.
Employer.
Employee.
Employee.
Great. Now see, Larissa, will you?
Office
You are
manager.
an office manager. So,
I'm very busy at work. I have to organize everything that happens in the office. I do things like set up meetings.
Great. That means I
organize them and make everyone knows about them. When we need new stuff, I also arrange interviews for my boss.
Great. Now we check. Everything is right. No mistakes at all. How clever of you. And the next profession, project manager. Oля Kashirtseva, you will be a project manager today. Microphone, please, Oля.
In my job, I need to be very organized and have good communication skills. As my title says, I'm responsible for employing people.
Do you really think so?
Right.
As
Sorry,
my title.
It's for managing projects for sure, because project manager, it was the previous one. I work with them to get the project done and make sure. I work with the team to get the project done and make sure everything runs smoothly.
That's great. Now, well, Oля Lipova, a shop assistant.
I work in a busy bookshop, so I
So the shop is busy. That's why I
so the customers all day.
Yes.
My goal for the future is to
the bookshop myself. What can we do with the bookshop? Help her?
Manage.
Manage. Yes, to run a bookshop. To run my own.
The bookshop myself.
Now we check. Yes, everything is right. Have you got any questions on the phrases we've come across? Clear? Can we move on? Now the next point is for you to decide. We won't work in pairs actually, but try to do it one by one. Have you done any of the activities listed below? Look at the activities again. And have you done them in your work, in your everyday work? Svetlana, you can choose. For example, I have done this, this, and that.
I have done to set up.
Instead of done, then you change a necessary verb. If it is
done,
do, then I have done research, for example.
I have done set up meetings.
Then I have set up meetings without done. Look, if the verb is do, then I have done. If the verb is employ, I have employed.
Okay,
So,
I understand. I have set up meetings.
Great.
I have managed
Managed
the project. And I have given presentations.
That's great.
My work.
Oля Lipova, what about you? What have you done in your work?
I have done in
College
my
work.
work do research.
I have done, look, Oля, you make the third form of this verb. I have done research at my work.
I have done research
At my work.
at my work and write reports.
The third form. I have
write reports.
Let's remember, try to remember the third form. Write, wrote,
written.
So I have written
reports.
Great.
Working in the team.
Again, the third form. I have
worked in a team.
I have worked in a team. Thank you very much. Good. Oля Kashirtseva, your ideas. What have you done? Your microphone. Mm-hmm.
I have done almost all of these activities in my life, except I have never employed people, and I have never offered someone a job.
That's great. And everything you've done. Larissa, what about you?
I haven't done any researches, and I haven't offered anybody a job, but I have served customers, I have managed projects, and I have written a lot of reports in my life. And
oh, that's great.
I have worked in a team.
Great. Okay, and now, ladies, we will go to grammar. Today, we are going to report questions and know how to report questions. And I would like you to watch a video on how it is done. How should it be done? Just a second. The program is loading. We are going on a platform which is called My English Lab. And we will find a course which is called My Grammar Lab Intermediate. This is, and we will watch a video. I hope you will see and hear it well. Let me know if something goes wrong.
I went to an interview last month. It was a job interview. There were 3 interviewers and they asked me the usual questions. They asked me why I wanted the job. They asked how long I'd had my present job, and they wanted to know how soon I could start. And then they asked if I could start the following week. We use the verb ask to report questions. We can use ask with an object. They asked me why I wanted the job, or without an object. They asked how long I'd had my present job. We can also say, they wanted to know. They wanted to know how soon I could start. For reporting yes-no questions, we use the words if or whether. They asked if I could start the following week, or they asked whether I could start the following week. The meaning here is the same. We can add or not to the end of both questions. We make the same verb tense changes as in reported statements. The original question was, can you start next week? In the reported question, can changes to could. Next week changes to the following week. Remember that we don't use the auxiliary verbs do, does, or did in reported questions. The original question, why do you want the job, is reported as, they asked me why I wanted the job. In reported questions, the word order after the question word is the same as in statements. They asked me why I wanted the job. They asked whether I could start the following week. And there is no question mark at the end.
That's all with the video. And now I would like you to work on exercise from our course roadmap. We are working with Unit 10 and 10C. Here are the exercises. I will switch to students' view here, and we will do these exercises. Let's look at exercise 3 about word order. So you understood that word order should be like in a simple sentence, not like in a question. So let me know whether you understood doing this exercise. Let's read the example. Oля Kashirtseva, will you read the example as it is?
I asked him if he recommended studying at the weekend.
So you see that we use if, or what other conjunction can we use here? Whether. Yes, whether. We can use whether as well. And then we see subject, and only after that we see verb. And the tense form should be past simple here, as the main clause is in past simple. So past simple here and past simple here means that the actions take place simultaneously. So number 2, Svetlana, will you help me to organize a sentence here?
John asked Jane how she had passed the test.
How she had passed the test. So she had passed the test earlier than he asked. Yes, that's why. What tense form do we use here? What tense form is it, Svetlana?
Past.
Perfect.
Perfect. Past perfect.
Yes, past perfect. Well, Larissa.
Так, we asked him to give us an example.
Yes, we'll go here. Oh, to give us an example.
To give us an example.
Оля Липова.
She wanted to know what I had done in my last job.
Yes, that's great. Оля Каширцева.
They asked me what experience I had.
Experience I had. And I would like, Tanya Yeremeeva, will you do exercise point 6, sentence 6? Tanya, are you with us? Tanya? No, Tanya. Okay, Larissa. Larissa, help.
Okay. Number 5. Number 6.
5, that's right.
Number 5?
Oh, no, 6.
She asked me what countries I had been to. Present perfect was changed to the past perfect in the indirect speech.
Yes, right, you are. So reported question here. Well, Svetlana.
They asked me why I wanted the job.
Asked. Why? They asked, me. Why I wanted the job, right? And number 8. Оля Липова.
He asked me where I would be in 5 years' time.
Yes, so everything is done and we check, we submit and see the result, 100%. Perfect. So, ladies, I would like to show you that here you will have your homework in this unit 10. So today's topic, 10C vocabulary and 10C grammar. We've done only one exercise, but you are to do 3 more afterwards. And now I return to our previous lesson flow, and we go to exercise on grammar, exercise 9 here. And now we see direct questions, and I would like you to change them, to report the questions from the survey. Let's do it. Svetlana, start, please. Will you read the example?
What time do you start work studying?
Yes.
The interviewer asked me, wanted to know what time I started work studying.
So you can choose only one option, yes, of 2. The interviewer asked me what time I started work. Right. Number 2, Oля Lipova.
What time do you finish?
We take the phrase, the interviewer.
The interview
Asked
me, what time do you finish?
No, we do not need, do you remember the rule? We do not need do, did in the reported questions. It's not a question anymore. We report a question and we put full stop at the end of the question. That's why we do not use do, did, was, were, in front of or before the subject.
The interview asked me what time.
How do we change you?
What time did?
No. We don't need do, did in reported questions. It's like a simple question. It's like a simple sentence. And here, past simple, present simple. I finished.
I finished.
I finish.
Finish.
I finish. Let's look at the example answer. Will you read it, Oля?
The interviewer asked me.
Interviewer.
Asked
It's not
me,
a process, but a person, a man or a woman.
Asked me what time I wanted.
No,
I finished.
Finished. And here you see we use not present simple like in a question, but past simple, because the interviewer asked is past simple. And these 2 actions went simultaneously, so they were at the same time. That's why the interviewer asked me what time I finished. In both cases, we have past simple here. The next, Svetlana.
The interviewer asked me where I worked.
Worked, exactly. How clever of you. Thank you. Larissa.
The interviewer asked me if I enjoyed my work or study.
Great, exactly. So, Oля Lipova, pay attention to the fact that if we have a general question, yes-no question, so-called, then we do not have any words like when, where. So we use if or whether in this case in order to add a reported question. In order to report a question, we can use if or whether here. Let's practice some more. So, Oля Lipova, will you try? What percentage?
What percentage of your time do you spend answering emails?
Answering emails.
Answering emails. Wanted.
The interviewer. So look at the example once again. It's here.
The interviewer asked me if.
No, we don't use if here because it's not yes, no. What percentage is a question word here? Question words here. So use them. What percentage?
what percentage
Of
me?
Whose time? Whose time? We change
Oh.
your into my. Of my time.
Of my time. You.
Not you, but
I.
Great.
I spend answer emails.
Spent, past simple, yes?
Spent answering emails.
Emails. Let's look at the example answer. Will you read it once again and try to memorize?
The interviewer asked me what percent of my time I spent answering emails.
What percentage of my time I spent answering emails? 6, Larissa, please. Thank you, Oля.
There are two variants, and one of them, which I really I'm not sure about it. What the interviewer wanted to know what way I spent most of my time. Is it correct or not?
What do you spend most of your time doing? What
Because
way I spent? Yes, you can say so, yes.
What I don't like is the question word. Why it's what spent, and how I spend.
So you can change while reporting. It's your right. So
it's my right. Okay. The interviewer asked or wanted to know how I spent most of my time doing.
Yes. Doing what? Doing what?
Doing, no, not without doing.
Yeah.
Okay, without doing. Let's have a look at the example answer. Will you read it?
The interviewer asked me or wanted to know what I spent most of my time doing. I see now. I see the point.
Great. Svetlana?
Do you enjoy your work study? The interviewer asked me if I enjoyed my work.
So look at the example answer. If I enjoyed my work. Here we use if or whether because it is a yes/no question in this case. And now I would like you to watch one more video, and it will sum up all your knowledge on reported speech, all in context, in real life situations. I hope you will like it. So.
Good evening from the London TV studios. Today, we're asking people to contact us with stories of bad job interviews. First on the line, we have Vernon. Hello, Vernon. Can you tell us your job interview story?
Hello, Sarah. I run a small company and I was looking for a new accountant. I received an application from a very good candidate. He said he'd been working for a bank for 7 years. Then he said that he had had to leave his bank job because he had been tempted to steal money.
And here I would like to ask you a question. What reported speech do we hear? What is reported? Is it a statement or a question which was reported? What do you think, Oля Kashirtseva? Is it a statement, just sentences in direct speech, which are given in indirect speech?
I suppose this is a sentence.
So they are not questions yet, yes?
No.
Reported sentences. And the task for you for future video is please make notes if you hear a reported question or perhaps several questions. So write down reported questions when you hear them in the video. Ready? Is the task clear? Svetlana, will you translate my task to the others? What you are to do?
We find
You can speak Russian here. What are you doing?
Мы записываем вопрос репортера. Ну, вопрос...
Not reporters, but reported question. Вы должны записать вопрос, который переведен в косвенную речь. То есть не предложение, как вот только что в примере было. Здесь в прямой речи было утвердительное предложение. Его перевели в косвенную речь. Как только вы услышите в видео дальше, которое мы будем смотреть, переведенный в косвенную речь вопрос, вот его нужно записать. Это называется reported question, собственно, тема нашего сегодняшнего урока. То есть не прямые вопросы, а переведенные в косвенную речь. Он спросил то-то, то-то, она спросила то-то, то-то, она хотела узнать то-то, то-то. Вот такие конструкции, если вы услышите в видео, запишите, пожалуйста. Договорились?
Михайловна, это должен быть исходный вопрос. В прямой речи какой был?
Это должен быть в косвенной речи вопрос. Введенный в косвенную речь. Да. Итак, смотрим дальше.
I had to leave my bank job because I was tempted to steal money.
That's unbelievable. Who's going to employ a man like that? Thanks, Vernon. Next up, we have Shirley. What's your experience of job interviews, Shirley?
I interview people for jobs in my company regularly, and I usually ask them to switch off their phone. But I'm always amazed at how many people leave their phone on during the interview. But worse than that, some people actually answer their phone in the middle of the interview.
Really?
Yes. I was doing some interviews last week, and a woman answered her phone and told the caller she couldn't speak then because she was in an interview. I told her to switch it off.
I can't speak now because I'm in an interview.
Shocking.
Well, I thought that was bad. But then another candidate made a phone call to his boss during the interview. He told him that he was ill, and that was why he couldn't come to work that day.
I'm ill, and that's why I can't come to work today.
Oh dear, that's terrible. Thank you, Shirley. Who do we have now? Hello, Robert. What stories have you got for us today?
I was interviewing a young woman. I don't think she was very well prepared because I asked her whether she knew anything about our company. She just said no and asked me what our company was called. I said she should do more preparation for her next interview. Do you know anything about our company?
No. What is your company called?
You should do more preparation for your next interview.
Oh dear, she needs to work on her interview technique. Okay, we have time for just one more caller. It's Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer. Let's hear your story.
Well, I interviewed somebody this morning and offered him the job. He says he'd like to take the job, but he doesn't want to work too hard.
I'd like to take the job, but I don't want to work too hard.
Thanks, Jennifer. At least he's honest. Bye, everyone. See you next week.
Hello again. In today's lesson, we will be reviewing various aspects of reported speech. As you know, you usually move the verbs one tense back when you start reporting by using a reporting verb in the past tense, like she said that or they told me that. You also change other things like pronouns, possessive adjectives, and words for time and place, so that your reporting sentence makes sense. Here are some examples from the TV program.
I'm ill, and that's why I can't come to work today.
He told him that he was ill, and That was why he couldn't come to work that day.
I had to leave my bank job because I was tempted to steal money.
He said that he had had to leave his bank job because he had been tempted to steal money.
Sometimes you can't move the verbs one tense back. For example, you can't move the past perfect one tense back, and neither can you move structures with the modal verbs would, should, could, might, or must.
You should do more preparation for your next interview. I said she should do more preparation for her next interview.
The other situation where no tense change is necessary is when you start reporting by using a reporting verb in a present tense, like he says, or they've told us that.
I'd like to take the job, but I don't want to work too hard.
He says he'd like to take the job, but he doesn't want to work too hard.
As you know, there are some changes in word order when you report questions, and you don't use do, does, or did.
Do you know anything about our company?
And here I would like you to report this question. Who is ready? Do you know anything about our company? So, Oля?
He said
he asked
anything about our company.
Look here, it is yes-no question. That's why we are to use if or whether in order to report this question. What do we have? He asked.
He asked you
if
she. He asked if she anything about our.
What should we say instead of no?
If she know.
Past simple. Oля, past simple. If she
known.
Knew. Past simple is knew here. If she knew
anything
don't worry.
About our company.
About, not our, but he asked.
Her company.
No. Or better, their company. He says our company, and in reported question about their company. So let's look.
I asked her whether she knew anything about our company.
So if he says himself, then he says I asked. But when we change, he asked her.
He asked her
whether
she knew anything
about
their company.
So if it is I, then our. If it is he, then his or their company. About their company. Now one more example.
What is your company called?
What is your company called? Svetlana, will you change to a reported question?
He asked.
I think she.
She asked. She asked her what.
Past simple.
What was.
Only was will be afterwards. What? Word order. Word order like in the sentence.
What their company was called.
What their company was called. Right. Look.
She asked me what our company was called.
If it is me, not him, yes, then our. If it is him, then his company or their company was called. Yes, right.
Finally, you use the to infinitive to report orders and requests. You use tell or order to report orders and ask to report requests. I told her to switch her phone off. So, although it may seem like there are a lot of changes to make when you report people's speech, the changes are all very logical and unsurprising. Well, that's all for today. Thank you and see you again soon.
So, and now my first task, pre-watching task. Who noticed, who came across the reported questions? Any examples? Who is ready? In the video with cartoons. So, Svetlana?
Ну, что мы не обсуждали, he или she asked her to he asked her that no, сейчас формулирую. He asked her what had he work. Нет, неправильно.
You tried to give a reported question,
Yes.
but in the situation which wasn't a question exactly. Well, Oля Kashirtseva, perhaps you remember?
I only remember that there were two, if I'm not mistaken, questions from Robert about the name of the company and what information she had about the company, something like this.
Exactly. Thank you. I will show it to you now. It was in Robert's speech here. No, just a second. Later, yeah. Robert, here.
I was interviewing a young woman. I don't think she was very well prepared because I asked her whether she knew anything about our company. She just said no and asked me what our company was called.
So here are two questions. Let's read them once again. Well, Larissa, will you read? I asked here. I asked her.
I asked her. 1 second. Whether she knew about
anything about
our company.
And the next situation, asked. She asked.
Yes. She asked me what our company was called.
So here are the two reported questions in this video. I hope you reviewed the material, everything we've learned about reported speech, but of course you need practice. And your homework will be to do exercises in My English Lab on reported speech, all in all. You can use My Grammar Lab Intermediate module 13, reported speech, or you can even go back. For example, Oля Lipova, I would like you to go back to My Grammar Lab Elementary, module 14, 14 модуль в уровне Elementary, где основы даются, которые нужно повторить. Спасибо вам большое за урок. На этом наш урок закончен. И я готова ответить на вопросы. Я заканчиваю демонстрацию своего экрана. И хотела бы видеть вас всех и выслушать вопросы из чата, если таковые были. Кто-нибудь может озвучить? Оля Каширцева, есть у нас вопросы из чата?
В чате вопросов вот сейчас что-то одно появилось.
Я вижу от Марины. Спасибо большое, Марина, за теплые слова. Очень приятно. Ну, если
не было.
Да, все от меня получили личное письмо, соответственно, у вас есть мой электронный адрес, у вас есть мой телефон, вы всегда можете позвонить, написать нам в Pearson Learning Studio. Хотела бы, наверное, не совсем правильно начала урок, не представившись, но просто считала, что все видели приглашение от нас. Мы представляли сегодня библиотеку иностранной литературы, Академию Рудоминов, в которой работает лингвистический ресурсный центр Pearson Learning Studio, которым я руковожу. Приходите к нам как-то. До свидания.